Well, good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. And if it's the afternoon and or the evening and you're clicking on this thumbnail, well, good afternoon and good evening to you too. I appreciate all of you guys. Don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Oh, heck, you know what I like to say? Smash that subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. It'll be greatly appreciated, and it'll be your good deed for the day. So again, in the industry, business. I gotta get that out of my mind, right? In the knife community, today's also known as Thankful Thursday. And I'm gonna go ahead and do another Thankful Thursday, but this one, I'm thankful for my mother, and I think you guys will understand as I start telling you about my mom. May she rest in peace. But again, a lot of you all have made comments, and I've mentioned this, on how nice my comments are and how nice just I am. And again, I assure you it's me being me. There's no act to it. But again, I had a unique upbringing, and that's what I'm going to get into, which hopefully, I like to be transparent. I want this channel to grow. I want to build relationships, even with our business. I'm doing business with people today that over 20 years ago I was doing business with as an employee from where I was working then. And again, still doing business with some of these people over 20 years later with our own business. My point is, I'm known to make relationships. Actually, I have a pretty good reputation about that. Again, in our industry, and that's a whole other ballgame. But so I just want, hopefully this will shed light on it. Again, for those that listen, and those that don't, that's okay too. So here we go. First of all, of course, I'm thankful for all of you guys out there in the YouTube community, that's for sure. If it wasn't for all of your guys' interactions, kindness, open arms, welcoming me to the community, I would not be motivated to grow this thing. And again, I've gotten more satisfaction and gained more new relationships and friendships than I could have imagined already. It's awesome. Again, all of you other channel creators, and of course all of you subscribers that don't have channels that I've gained relationship and friends with, means the world to me. It's why I started the channel, and it's coming through. It's why I started it. I wanted to be part of the community, and so we get that out of the way. Of course, I'm thankful for my wife. She's my best friend. She's my soulmate. I'm thankful for my two children, which are my stepchildren, but I've mentioned they call me T-Dad. I'm the only dad they know. It's Austin and Tara. They're 11 months apart, just like me and my sister. 11 months apart, and they think of me as their father, the only father they know. And again, they call me T-Dad. You'll never hear them say, Thomas or T-Dad is my stepdad. You just won't hear them say that. And they mean the world to me. Again, I'm thankful for our business, which discretionary spending is down, so that kind of it sucks, but it is what it is. And again, so I'm thankful for my mother. And my mom, God rest her soul, my mom was from Japan. My dad met my mom in the 50s when he was on a Navy destroyer ship, which he was a lifer in the Navy, always on destroyers, always on Westpacks, going across the world in his ship and yada yada, and that's how he met my mom in Japan. My mom was handicapped. My mom had her left arm and her right hand and forearm were blown off when she was a little girl. So my mom's right hand, she had about after the bend of the elbow, she had about a 2-inch nub. Again, Dad was a lifer. Dad brought my mom home to the United States in the late 50s. When again, you know, an American part Indian guy from Indiana and a huge family, 16 brothers and sisters from Indiana, he brought back a Japanese wife from Japan. And at a time that he just didn't do that. Now, let me back up and say, now, when he was on his Westpac and he met Mom, he impregnated Mom and got on the boat and came back to the U.S. A couple years later, on another Westpac, goes back to Japan, sees Mom again, yada yada. My brother was born in Japan and lived in Japan for his first 6 or 7 years of his life before Dad had again went back to Japan and basically, I don't know if he married her there or married her here in the U.S. I've never asked, but he married her and brought her home. Okay. In those times, in the late 50s and the 60s, up into the low 70s, we lived in Navy housing. And again, my dad was a hardcore alcoholic. I mean, a bad alcoholic. Which is why I really think to this day, I don't drink a drop of alcohol. Because of what I saw, maybe it just, planted into my head. Also, again, I'm half Japanese. I don't know if you guys know this, but some Japanese, if they drink alcohol, like 1 can of beer, a half a can of beer, I'm as red as a Coke can. Anywhere, you can put a handprint on me. So even growing up as a teenager, of course, it was, hey, let's see how many different shades of red we can get paint, or here, drink this. And I'm not kidding you guys. A half a beer, and I can show anybody any of this, down a half a beer, and within minutes, you can leave a handprint anywhere on me because I look sunburned. So again, I'm allergic to alcohol. So besides my dad being an abusive alcoholic, a mean alcoholic, because of course it messes with me like it does, I just don't drink, not a drop. So I don't have a problem with anybody who drinks. My wife, she loves her wine, and in our almost 30 years being together, I mean, I've seen her drunk, I can count on one hand. But again, she sips wine that she, of course, has wine on the rocks, so of course it dilutes and she can sip on it throughout the night. She doesn't buy strong wine, she buys cheap wine. She likes to just sip. And again, honestly, in almost 30 years of being together, I've probably seen her drunk 3 times. One was at a Vegas casino. She just had a few too many. But again, so I have no problem with people who drink. More power to you. Just be safe. But I'm the designated driver for everybody. Was always how it was. Okay, so back to my mom. Mom divorced my dad when I was 5 years old because of his alcoholism, his abuse, and some other stuff. So she divorced him. She couldn't speak English. She didn't drive. She had 4 kids. Granted, at that time growing up, she was getting a little money from him. But again, you guys know how that goes. It wasn't steady. And then, government assistance, no car. I had my older brother. My oldest brother, 7 years older than me. He got his license at 16, so he could drive and get groceries and stuff for us. But there was times, I'll tell you this, you guys, where Michael was not living at home, and I would come home on a public bus, not the school bus. I would take a public bus home, one straight shot to my house. And when I would get off the bus, I would see a shopping cart at that corner. That meant Mom went grocery shopping. Mom, the grocery store was about 1.5 miles from our house. She would literally walk to that grocery store, buy her groceries, push her shopping cart home, of course, fill up the refrigerator and cupboards, and take the shopping cart and push it to the end of our street where I saw it when I would get off the bus. And eventually it would get picked up by the people at the store and brought back to the store. Again, being a handicapped woman in the United States, again, from the late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, she did what she could to raise us. She taught us about being kind, about working hard. I mean, my God, she had, again, her left hand, no right hand. She was a seamstress. She crocheted. She knitted. She did needlepoint. She was a seamstress, a pattern designer. She made clothes. She designed clothes. Just unbelievable what she could do. And again, I was in 6th grade, and my mom got appointed to or chosen to be the school's PTA president. You guys, she spoke English by then, but even when I was in high school, my friends thought my mom was speaking Japanese. Her accent was so hard. But she was voted in to be the dang PTA president at my elementary school. What? So a lot of me and being kind to others and honor and being respectful and treat others how you want to be treated was pounded into my head as a child from my mom. Her name was Masako, so you guys know. Masako Fujita. Anytime you came over to my house, first thing out of her mouth when my friends would come over, have you eaten today? Are you hungry? If any of them said yes, she was pulling something out of the fridge, whether it was leftovers or she was whipping something up. That was just my mom. And because of her, not because of my dad, but because of her, I am who I am. And I just wanted to share that with all of you. Because again, I read every comment. You guys know that. I comment to every comment. And a lot of you have mentioned how nice I am. And I thank you all for that. Because again, that's just me. And thanks to Mom, it was embedded into me as a child. Treat others how you want to be treated. Show respect. Respect your elders. Hold that door for the people that are walking up to that door with you. To this day, I still hold my door for my wife. Every time she gets in the car. Every time we're shopping and we go to the car. And it's so funny because every now and then I'll forget to do it and I'll come to my door on this side and Sandra will walk around to her side, but she'll look through the window to me and she'll look at me like with like those eyes like, the puppy dog, like, well, you didn't open my door. And I'm like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. And she'll just laugh and she'll open her door. But again, just be nice to people. I don't know if all of you've read my bio. Mean people suck. You know, I'll say it again. Mean people suck. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be kind to your elders. Say yes, sir. Say yes, ma'am, to your elders. Show respect. So that's it. I'm thankful for a lot of things, and I wanted to put it out there about my mother. She was a special lady. She raised 4 of us by herself. One other thing, my dad retired from the Navy in 24 years. He went in at 17. Do the math. He was a young man. And never told everybody this. I'm going to put it out there, though. Again, I want to be transparent. So he retired. I was in like 7th grade, I think. 7th grade. Yeah, junior high, 7th grade. He took his own life. He couldn't handle being a civilian, being an ex-lifer in the military. He struggled as a civilian, and so he took his own life. And when he did that, what happened with my mom? No benefits, which at that point she had already raised us again. You know, as I said, she divorced him when I was in 5th grade. So again, you know, a couple years later, he's gone. No benefits. So again, thank you, Mom, for making me the man I am today. And thank you all that have made it to the end of this video. I don't know if I'm going to post it. I'll listen back on this drive. I may post it, I may not. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And if I do post it and you do watch this all the way through, I hope it kind of sheds light on why I am how I am. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. You know what I like to say over here at Dat Pocket Knife Guys channel. Cheers from Florida, and what's in your pocket? There's your dad's.